What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dreamer from GotBetterBeats.com, and I'm here with you another day. uh, I had a comment from a subscriber, and shout out to you. I don't know your name right off, but make sure you leave a comment down below to let people know who you are. He was actually wanting me to do more. Um, he was wanting me to do more videos singing, and it was kind of ahead of what I was actually already working on, because I was actually working on doing more in-studio videos, because I want you guys to see how I work with my equipment and how I approach, beat making with the pads, or when I'm mixing, how much I'm using the faders versus the mouse and different things like that. And with my melodies, if I'm actually clicking in melodies, or am I working on the keys. I wanted to do a video on how I record myself. And as you can see, I'm sitting down. Normally I sing sitting down, because it's a lot to have to stand up and sit down and stand up and sit down doing takes and stuff like that. So I think, if it's not really like a song where I'm just bolting out like Luther Vandross or whatever, and I can just kind of sing it sitting down, I'm usually sitting down because it's just a little bit more comfortable and it's easier to work with my hardware. So if you want to record yourself, and let's say you're just a singer-songwriter, you don't need MIDI keyboards, and you're not really making beats or anything like that, you just really want to get your voice inside of a studio software. The key components that you really need are going to be a really good computer. And try to think ahead when you get your computer, because the more you know, the more you're going to want to experiment. So just make sure that you're not getting something that's really not going to be conducive to where you grow as a artist or engineer. And get yourself a USB mic and a good set of headphones, and really, in a DAW, of course. But I think that there's a lot of DAWs out here that are free with interfaces and USB mics. So it's really cheap to really get started as far as recording yourself. But what I wanted to show you guys is like some of the things that I take into consideration when I'm singing, and just maybe some tips that might help you guys who want to know, who may be thinking like, oh man, I don't know what it is, but it's a lot more simple than you guys think. So I'm going to actually use my song. I'm going to play it for you, but I'm also going to show you some of the things that you should take into account when you're recording yourself. Let me start it about right here. And let me zoom in. That way we can actually stay focused on the primary section that we're going to be working on.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina. Long as we're together, don't let nothing come between us. We living life just like a TV show. I'm singing to you like the radio. I love when we're together, I love the way we vibing now. Let's make this
Okay, so one of the things I want to go over with is that this is actually how I prefer to sing my songs, as far as when I'm doing a session for myself. So I pretty much have everything kind of in separate files. I mean, all my keys, all my drums and stuff like that. And let me get rid of this guy. I'm not using this. Okay, so and my vocals are here. And also, when I'm singing into the microphone, let me take this off so you guys can actually get a good representation of, because I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds a little bit different. I can hear it because, for one, I'm speaking directly kind of right into the capsule. So make sure that when you are singing, you're actually kind of singing, kind of into the capsule, because you're going to get the best sound of your voice if you're speaking directly into it. Because if I have the mic down here and I'm speaking over it, yes, you can hear me, but you can hear more of the room being picked up. But if I lift it up to where my mouth is, it's a lot more clarity. And also, you want to make sure that you have a good distance between the mic. I usually tell people, like, kind of have, about this much space between you and the mic. Because the closer that you get, you're going to get a proximity effect and it's going to get deeper. And sometimes it kind of gives you some harsh frequencies depending on the mic. It's always dependent on the mic, but if you actually give yourself a little bit of space, if you're in a room that that you can do that, sometimes you can get actually a better evened out sound where it's not so mid and low heavy to where it's hard to EQ the vocal and you have to do so much processing to it. So I'm gonna just slip this back on. So the capsule is also the front of the mic. The front of the mic is usually marked with something. So, and sometimes, and knowing what type of mic you have will let you know what all you can do with that mic. This mic is just a cardioid mic, so meaning that it's going to record from the front of the capsule. Figure 8 pattern mics have a dual cardioid, which means that it's going to pick up from the front and the back, and there's a couple different polar patterns as well. So, and as you can hear, when I put this back on, it actually kind of dampens that sound just a little bit. It kind of makes it sound a little bit more dense, but I kind of want that because I don't want so much room sound bouncing around when it comes to this mic. Okay, and actually I've recorded this song right in this room, and this is not a perfect room, so don't get it twisted thinking that you have to have a perfect room. You have to have a perfect setup, because I'm actually going to do a few takes of this for you guys. Let's take this up here. I actually duplicated the second verse, but it's cool. It should be pretty much the same. All right, let me do like a practice take, and don't judge me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm raw. I haven't been singing today, So, but I just want you guys to see this is actually really how I'm singing in the studio, so it's really not spectacular all the time. Sometimes it's really just work being put in. Promise that I won't back out. All right, and I can tell I'm very, very, very rusty, but it's cool. It's cool. Okay, so let me try that one more time. I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina, long as we're together.
Don't let nothing come between us.
We live in life just like a TV show. I'm singing to you like the radio. I love when we're together. I love the way we vibing now.
Let's make this thing forever. I promise that I won't back out.
No matter. Oh, okay. Well, it cut me off, so we'll just go with that. All right. Let's see what this sounds like.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina, long as we're together.
And full disclosure, this actually has, only thing this really has on it is a little bit of console emulation and the pitch correction. I'll turn the pitch correction off. That way you can actually hear my raw vocals, because I know you guys want to hear that rough take. Well, you guys kind of heard it anyway, so what I'll do is I'll keep it on, and I'm going to tell you why I keep it on. Why I will keep it on for this video, because I almost decided not to use it, but to me sometimes it gives you like a more modern sound. It just kind of gives me like a more of a modern sound.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina, long as we're together. Don't let nothing come between us. We live in life just like a TV show. I'm singing to you like the radio.
Okay, and for some reason my voice sounds a bit harsh. Maybe it's just because it's a different take, or maybe I have my mic just a little bit hotter than normal. But I'm gonna actually show you what I normally do, especially from a singing perspective. Let me listen to it. I know for some reason I don't like some of the words in here the way it seems like I was just not really rushing, but sounds like I was just kind of pushing out. Like the way I said Martin is just a bit weird. So normally I would actually do 2, 3, 4, sometimes more takes, just to actually get the best performance. But we're gonna go with this just for the sake of not trying to have this video very long, and we're gonna keep it short, keep it going.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina. Long as we're together, don't let nothing come between us. We living life just like a TV show. I'm singing to you like the radio. I love when we're together, I love the way we vibing now. Let's make
Okay, well, the engineer part of me, I'm hearing some artifacts that I don't like, so I'm going to turn the pitch correction off, and I'm going to show you how you can actually pitch the vocals manually if somebody didn't want to use pitch correction, but they actually wanted to tighten up their pitch.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is Cubase has something that is very, very, very dope. Hold on for a second. Let me just turn this up like this. Cubase has something that is very, very, very dope, and it's called Very Audio. And honestly, I love using Very Audio. And some people would think that this would be cheating, but with me, I don't think it's cheating. I think it's just making, because sometimes if you only have a 2-hour studio session and you're trying to get as much done as possible, when it comes to the mixing phase, get you a mixer or a mixing engineer who can tighten up some of that stuff that you might not have in your budget to fix. A lot of us don't have the budgets to have a nice studio to go in for 10, 12 hours at a time because it can get very pricey. So what Very Audio is just like a pitch correction tool to kind of let you know, like this right here. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be about right here instead of. So let's listen to it, and I'll do a couple corrections. But if you guys want to actually see me do a little bit more of Very Audio, I can. I know this video is really just supposed to be the basics on recording yourself, but I actually did it from my point of view. I've been recording for a good minute, so I kind of do a lot even when I record myself.
I'll be a Martin.
Let's see something.
I'll be a Martin.
Let's see.
I'll be a Martin.
I'll be yeah. All right, let's see.
I'll be a Martin. I'll be a Martin.
All right, and for some reason it's actually just, like something like that. I would definitely need to that B, it's that B ya Martin. It's a little off. So normally something like this, it would definitely benefit from doing another take, but we just gonna go past it just to kind of keep the video going.
I'll be a Martin. You can be my Gina. Much. Can. Martin. You can be my Gina. You can be my Gina. Long as we're together, don't let nothing come between us. We living life just like a.
Yeah, I can tell I was way out of tune. Honestly, I could probably make a pass. Like if I had to do a mixing project with a limited budget, I could definitely work with this one take. But it definitely benefits from having more than one take when you are recording yourself. Even if it's just for, I need to keep something, on mute just in case, because I like the way I said this one word. That's when you can actually really do some advanced comping, and you can actually really take the best phrases and actually put it on one line. And stuff like that is what I plan on talking about. So let's see. Okay, so we got the vocal tuning out the way. It's some stuff that I could go back and do, but um, and let's see if it made a difference with the pitch correction. For some reason, this is just a stock pitch correction. Sometimes with stock pitch corrections, sometimes they have like a weird artifact going on. That's why I think auto tune and like some of the higher end pitch correction VSTs are a little more popular because they're a lot cleaner to my ear.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina. Long as we're together, don't let nothing come between us.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it off. But this actually sounds pretty good.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina. Long as we're together. We live in life just like a TV show. I'm singing to you like the radio. I love when we're together. I love the way we vibing now.
Okay, I don't know if you guys realized it, but in between the phrases, that's when we get that background noise. So honestly, it sounds a little bit more. Most of it is coming from my headphones, so that's one of the reasons you definitely want to distance yourself from the mic, and you want to make sure that you don't have your headphones too loud. So what I did was I just kind of cut this and trim this down, but I also like to, excuse me. I also like to fade these in just a little bit. That way it doesn't sound. That way, if there is kind of like a loud background noise, it's not just coming in, so abruptly or so fast. So, and I'm just going to do that for the phrases, and you can actually do that for breaths too. I did that in one of my mixing videos before. And dealing with certain artists, especially certain rappers and stuff like that who rap pretty fast or aggressive, a lot of times they'll have some really heavy breaths, and you'll hear some stuff when you acapella some of the stuff. But as a good engineering training, a person that's recording yourself, this is a very, very good skill to have because it gets you some really clean tracks. Okay, let me space this out a little bit. And even if you need to like stretch it out just to kind of really see what you're doing, like I'm giving myself, a good amount of space. So I'm gonna play it again and solo it, but this, and a lot of times these are really subtle changes, so you may not be able to hear the difference to the naked ear, but trust me, it just helps for you to have the cleanest recording or demo possible.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina. Long as we're together, don't let nothing come between us. We live in life just like a TV show. I'm singing to you like the radio.
And I know y'all wondering where the delay and everything's coming from. I didn't think about it, but when I duplicated the track, it's actually going to my group channel. I think the next video that I should do really should show you how to EQ your vocals. So if you actually want to see that, put that down in the comments. And if you guys actually have like some source material that you want me to use, I will use it. And as an audio engineer, that I'll be a Martin, it's just way off. I can hear it, but it's for the tutorial.
I'll be a Martin, you can be my Gina. Long as we're together, don't let nothing come between us. We live in life just like a TV show. I'm singing to you like the radio.
Okay, and if you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you actually want to see me actually build a track from start to finish, that's something that I would be into as well. If not, if you want me to kind of keep it really short and just do it topical based and keep it short, like how to EQ vocals, how to use reverb, how to use group channels and different things like that, how to set up mix template, different stuff. So leave it down in the comments. But I'm going to end this right here. I hope you guys did enjoy this. And remember, make sure that you give yourself for one, you want to make sure that you're leveling yourself up with the capsule, your mouth with the capsule. That way you can, because just me lifting it up right there actually just gave me a much clearer sound, as you can see, or as you can hear, as you can see and hear, But and make sure that you set your levels right, because if you're too low, you're going to, for one, you're going to be trying to get too loud. You're not going to be perceiving yourself well, so you're going to actually a lot of times be too loud, and it's not going to really give yourself a good representation of how you're going to sound on the song. So make sure that you gain stage your mic really well, and with your headphones, try to get some nice headphones that are sealed pretty well. These are sealed pretty well, but I think they still kind of bleed a little bit of sound out. And if you can help it, when you get your beats, even if you get a 2-track, try to get something that's mixed really well, and start from there. But yeah, I actually want to make sure that you guys are putting this to the test, and let me know what you think about the new View, man. Like, you see the equipment a little bit better. If I'm making beats, I guess I gotta move this a certain way, but I can still, get some stuff done with the machine.